SPY's still coming down. Yes, the support on SPY is going to be yesterday's low, 642.34. 642.34 on the SPY. We've got market internals moving up, and we got the SPY moving down. Q's also kind of moving down here. IWM just moving flat right now. Market internals are starting to flatten out a little bit at this point. There's VOLD right there. You can see we moved up slightly. Down, moved up, but it's really pretty flat right now. All right, see if we get some more questions here this morning. Dividing the SPY and the VOLD, yes, there is. Definitely getting divergence on the market internals and the market. Or with the SPY. The SPY is coming in, the market internals are drifting up. Carlton, Trump and Putin meeting till 3 o'clock. Likely be very choppy till then. It's gonna listen. It's August. It's gonna be choppy anyway. You know, I don't think anything is going to come out of that meeting that's going to rattle the market too much. Again, remember the things that rattle the market are credit problems, war talk, and you know, as serious as the war is in Ukraine, it's a horrible thing. Wars don't impact the market that much. They impact some of the individual stocks, but they don't really impact the market very much. I mean, I remember going trading during the war in Iraq. I mean, it was a big deal, but the market pretty much shrugged it off. Credit crisis, that's a whole different story. Credit crisis is what can really tank the market. That's what happened in 2008. And you know, when you had the .com bubble, there was a bubble because a lot of those companies weren't making any money, and it turned into a big credit problem for them. That's what moves the market down. I don't think anybody's really waiting on the Trump Putin meeting like they would on a jobs report or a Fed meeting. I think we're just in a choppy time of the year. August is a choppy month anyway. It's very slow trading. Not a lot of catalyst for it, so the market chops around. Pretty tough to trade any SPY super system stuff right now in this market. It is, as Carlton points out, this is all chop right now. Good morning, Heaven. Whoops. Good morning, Heaven. How are you this morning? Very little price action here to try to trade off of. Let's see what I can find for some stocks. PSX with a nice bounce today. Phillips 66. Most of the oil stocks are up pretty decently. Phillips up about 1.2%. Newmont Mining bouncing up today. One of Joe's favorites over in the Discord room. Up about 1%. Applied Materials still down almost at the lows now, down to 162.77, down 13.5%. It was good that we were able to take profits on that yesterday. That worked out pretty nicely for us. Roblex bouncing now, back up over 116. Again, I'm not doing anything with the Roblex puts that calls that expire next week, and I did put on a put credit spread on Roblex at a 112, 111, and I collected $35 for contract on that, and we'll see where it ends up today. If I can buy it back for a nickel or so, I'll probably buy it back. Take the profits. And Jay points out it's difficult to find any kind of shorts in a market like this that are near all-time high. And support is everywhere on the downside. Yeah, it depends on this. There are some weak stocks, um, but generally very difficult to find anything. And a lot of stocks that are bullish right now have turned around. I mean, we've had a lot of the strong movers sell off today. Nvidia down 1.35%. All the chip stocks are basically coming down in sympathy with them. Applied Materials, AMAT down 13%. ASML down 1.26%. Broadcom, AVGO down 1.7%. So all the chips are down. Qs are down pretty hard today off of these chip stocks coming in. Take a look at Apple. Apple's also down about a little over 0.5%. Meta is green. Meta's green. Meta looks pretty nice. It's chopping around here the last 4 days, but it's still a decent setup on Meta. Tesla's been weak today, came right back down to the 8. 8 in the algo line right here on Tesla. It's actually a decent support level for Tesla right there. This resistance level, this is support level. It's been just kind of trading in this range, but it's bouncing off of that line right there. And there's Roblex, as we said, bounced right off the 50-day moving average this morning. Microsoft, which is up with credit spread, just moving sideways, which was nice. CRISPR made a nice move up this morning, and now it's pulled back a little bit. And that CoreWeave's not doing anything for me. You can see it went down to about that support level that I was trying to bounce, but 98, I needed to have it flush or make a big move here one way or another pretty soon. Getting around a TTD, we took a nice profit on the TTD straddle. Market trend is really just drifting all over the place here. Market's bouncing up. Just choppy market here. Qs, SPYs, all choppy. IWM just moving sideways. Roblex just moving sideways, which is okay for me for the credit spread that I put on. I'd like to see Lilly bounce up a little bit. I'm not doing it right now. Again, that was very speculative. It was very cheap. choppy, choppy we go. Just nothing else to say about this market except it's a bunch of chop. They have to try to find some stocks um, that are outperforming the market by a lot. Either way, right now I don't see an awful lot to trade. Again, I took that Robolex put credit spread for next week. Um, I wouldn't even be adverse to taking some Robolex calls out 2 or 3 weeks from now. To be honest with you, bouncing off the 50-day moving average. But the daily chart is not bullish after that big pullback, but it kind of goes against the method of following the daily chart. But I do like the setup on the bounce off the 50-day moving average on Robolex. So I wouldn't be adverse to taking some calls 2 or 3 weeks out on Robolex, looking for a bounce back up to this 125.
How this works, I think I need to move in with the snap. Part of the snap code. No problem. You do? How weird?
From school.
Did you eat?
Tiny weird. I just got muffins. Tiny weird. I ate a bowl of cereal. I'm sorry. Oh God. We're all falling off. I just need like something to keep me in place when I sleep. Like my neck, like I need something that like keeps me from sleeping well.
Certain kind of pillow they have.
It all just seems such a much for me.
Again, very choppy.
I know. So many crackery
I just don't see anything to trade right now. My best suggestion is Robolex, unfortunately, for a long, and the credit spread we put on it. UNH had a big gap up this morning. Buffett bought some stock in UNH, United Health Group, so it's coming off a really deep low, moving back up again. But I mean, this thing has been pounded lately. It's down from about $605 down to $306.
Well, what is she like? Or what's she like, not me. What's she
This
like?
light's so damn bright.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
twice as bright today as it was yesterday.
Or maybe it's your eye.
No, it's
Your eyes are, could be screwed in, not as much, screwed in not all the way.
Could be your eye.
Or it wasn't screwed in all the way yesterday, maybe?
I don't know.
It does look brighter than
It's
it was.
very bright,
Yeah,
but it's too bright.
yeah.
I can't take that.
But the other one's too dull.
Yeah, the other one's too dull. I know. You're right.
But it could also be because the other one's in a corner and it's a darker shade.
Maybe the darker shade, but this thing was not this bright. I'm saying I can notice the
No,
difference
I
today.
know.
It's way brighter than it
I
was.
was trying to think of a solution.
Well, let's see, what does this look like?
Let's see what the
It's gotta be really hot, so wait.
see what the wattage is on the thing.
It's clearly a daylight bulb. Like more than
You know what, it's
60.
really hot.
You don't need to take that off.
They shouldn't be hot. Maybe it's a faulty bulb.
I don't
It shouldn't
know.
get that hot to where
Yeah.
it burns.
Oh, it's a big
Oh,
one.
it's loose. See? Something
Yeah,
wrong
it was
with the lamp.
something wrong with the because
The
the lamp did have some
Don't
problems
touch
with
it. Don't touch it.
Yeah, it's just hot.
It's the lamp.
Okay, turn it on now, let's see.
Oh,
Well, that's
well, there
what
you
it
go.
was. It was
Okay.
getting ready to
That's
Just as
die.
I look at
it's
it.
brand new bulb.
Now I'm blinded.
I got a
could be
feeling
the
there's
lamp.
something wrong with this
Yeah,
lamp.
the lamp.
Very hot.
I
Look
think
at,
there's
leave
some, I
it.
think there's something wrong with the lamp because this thing
Uh-huh.
that brightness went way up.
Okay,
That I'll bet you it
You
was.
didn't even need
I'll
to
bet
take
you
the
it was
shade off.
originally that bright, and there's something with the lamp.
something with the lamp.
I think
Lamps
you
are
probably
cheap.
maybe.
Well,
Lamp
that
can go.
lamp is dangerous, obviously.
Yeah.
Just
lamp can
blew
go
the
by.
bulb out. A brand new bulb.
Yeah, I just put that one in a couple
Right,
weeks
and
ago.
when I was looking at it too, like the second I'm like, oh, okay, I'm paying attention. It was like, it was like this old school.
It was
like,
you, Allison.
This old school like.
It was your aura came off and
No,
blasted the
that's
phone.
not. That's not true.
It's a nightmare.
The books tell me it's not me. It's them.
Really?
Where's my phone? Oh, there it
Mom,
is.
what'd you think about that little necklace thing I put on your dresser?
Oh, cool. I couldn't figure out how to do it, but that's very
I
nice.
already did it for you.
I know, thank you. I undid it because
But
I
like,
couldn't wear it.
it's so you travel and they don't get tangled.
I know exactly what it is. It's great.
I didn't know if you'd ever had one, but I ordered them because I was like so fucking tired of the amount that I did.
Well, do you have some?
Yeah, I gave you a couple of the ones I ordered.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see now how doing it for you would be easy. I see now how that wasn't the best approach.
What?
I wanted to put it on there so they knew what it was.
No, yeah, I
But
do
then,
that.
like, just if I saw it on there, I wouldn't know what it was.
No, I knew what it was.
Or have it undo it.
Oh, you done a good kid.
Well, those were like, they were kind of cute, I thought.
Yeah, cool. I'm hungry. Alfie is in quiet recovery, I suppose.
All right, that's better. It's not so bright.
Oh, good.
I like the other one. I like the brightness, but it was that's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with that bulb.
I'm just gonna
The
see
wasp
what.
chasing me.
A wasp?
I flipped it away with my pad and then it came after me.
What's that from?
But it must be off my phone.
Good Lord.
Oh, my goodness. Go
Hey,
safe.
don't hypervent. Yeah, leave the door open so it can come in.
No, it's not. I swatted it with my pad because it was in my face and then like probably came after me. It feels like very sensitive.
What did you say?
It's coming after me. It's not going to come after you. They do. They're very vengeful. Vengeful. Good Lord. My eyes are also very susceptible to light today for some reason. Everything seems bright. Probably that light that did it to me.
Well, turn it off. If you don't need it and it's too bright.
No, this isn't too bright. The old one was too bright.
Yeah, I know, but it's still pretty bright.
No, it's not. It's pretty dull. All right, back here. Had a little explosion in one of my lamps. Had to take care of. Hey, Ram Kumar. On Roblex, what are the different levels above that are resistance right now from where we are today? Well, yeah, obviously the 8 and the 15 are resistance. I got to go in and draw some more lines. I don't use the AVWAP at all. I don't use AVWAP E or EVAP Q or any of those. I don't use that. The only thing I use is the VWAP on the 5-minute. But I do use horizontal lines, but I don't use the AVWAP Q or AVWAP E. But let's see what I can find for some levels here. $117.76 is a resistance level, and then 125.58, which I already had on the chart. So the only additional one I would add is 117.76, which is just slightly above. We pretty much went right to it here today. That's the next resistance, and then this one up at 125. And you know, the AVWAPs, you have to, one thing to be aware of, they get skewed by the news as well. These horizontal resistance lines don't. If you're drawing off of volume candles, those things are still valid. The AVWAP that you put on there, not the the AVWAP, whichever one you're using, is tied to a specific start, either quarterly earnings or monthlies or yearlies or whatever you're using for the AVWAP. But a news event like this is going to mess those up. SPY coming down now. Triple Q's coming in. So the market's coming in right now. You see the market internals have switched to red and going down. So everything's kind of in line right now. Very difficult to try to take any longs here. Roblex still holding up decently. Very, very choppy market. Again, I'm really not much to trade here. I did take the Roblex put credit spread for next week, the 112, 111. Collected $35 a contract, which is a pretty good price for a dollar spread. But other than that, just not an awful lot to do here. I did take a flyer on Lilly. I took the 200, 202.50 call debit spread today, and I only paid 26 cents for it. So we'll see what happens. Those are basically lottery trades, both of them. Microsoft, just doing fine. About 10 minutes to 12 here right now. Market very, very choppy today. Very, very unsure. Just chopping around. Let's see if we have any more questions. Not an awful lot to say. There just isn't really much action in the market to try to trade. Hey, my lad. You curious how I would read the ASTS daily chart? Well, let's look at the ASTS daily chart. Okay, here it is. Again, big run up here in June. Pretty big run up on the ASTS Space Mobile. Becomes a darling of the market. Pulls back, gets extended away from the 8, comes back. Bounces off the 8 and the 15, moves up again, gets extended again, comes back to the 15. Right now, we're just chopping. This is, see the big wicks and tails on these things? Just chopping this. Now the 50-day moving average is holding on this. Right, here's earnings right there. 50-day moving average is holding. It held here, it held here, it held here, it held today. But you can't. I don't think you can take this as a bullish sign yet. It's got to clear the 8, which is the white line, and the 15, the orange line right here. It needs to break above there. Even at that, you've got some resistance levels here that I would have to look at. This is the algo line I would draw on something like that, right through here. This went through it, but that's a big volume candle, so this pulled back pretty quickly. That's the level I would think it would need to get through. So it's kind of in a wedge. If you look at the 50-day, the 50-day is creating a wedge with this downward trending line right here. So it's got to break above or below one of those two things before, to me, that would become a play. I wouldn't be trading it until one of those things broke. Okay, that what you were looking for? By bouncing back up again. Now the trend is moving. You can see the trend has been just chopping around today. If I look at the T24 on a line chart, I can see the movement in it. It's just up and down, up and down, up and down. It's moving up right now, coming off of a down move. Very, very choppy. The market is extremely choppy. This is low probability trading environment again. Joe took 320% on DraftKings. Very nice trade. Market again right up to the VWAP here, and then it's rolling back over again.
projects tariff costs will hit 1.1 billion next quarter.
Chop goes on. Again, I really I just don't see the point in trading any of this stuff right now. I mean, this is just absolute garbage price action. Lily's starting to make a little bit of a move. moving up a little bit. Roblex just moving sideways. Microsoft holding up nicely today. Let's put credit spread on that, looking very nice. My core weave is not working at all. Probably gonna have to get rid of it. I got 103s on this thing. I gotta see if it'll move up past the 103. But crazy. All in all, pretty decent. Other than this news on Roblex, we did pretty well here. That TTD straddle worked out nicely. The AMET time spread worked out beautifully yesterday before the market closed. That where it really worked in our favor as well. You were talking about yesterday about what if something you can identify these stocks that have earnings after the close or before the next morning that can indicate that you're going to get such a move up in the volatility in the afternoon, so that you can get in and get out the same day before earnings. This has happened several times before, and I don't really have it very well quantified, except that there's quite a lot of option activity coming in. I mean, the volume of options goes up quite high, and that kind of forces the market makers to start to adjust their positions. I mean, they have to do they have to do be neutral. They got to protect themselves. So that a lot of times will cause they have to jack up the volatility. That in cases like our straddles can help us because we're short on one of them. So I don't know. Just kind of look. Joe over in the Discord room is looking at some ways to do that as well. Anybody else has any ideas? Let me know. Want to see his crazy chart, this FLYE. This stock's been accused of manipulating the price, like you couldn't tell from this. But look at this drop down here, down to here. Basically, it says the company's worthless, and now it's bounced from 88 cents, so less than that, 66 cents, up to $1.29. Quite a big move. Pretty big volume here too. These are big volume candles. That volume right there is 1.4 million on that one candle. Again, these are very, very. This is kind of like a pump and dump. Right now, it looks like a dump and pump. It looks like it's going the other way. Just an interesting chart.
No problem. I'm not really yeah, we just had problems getting the answer, so. Okay, yeah, I know there's always a delay with that, not a problem. All right, thanks so much. Have a good night. You too.
And Lily, I called debit spread at 700, 702.50. I got for 26 cents, going for 56 cents right now. So what I'll probably do is take half of it off at 100%, and then just let the rest of them go.
You're such a big fool. It takes up half of bread.
So I took half of my Lily off on this the 500, 700, 250 I put on for 26 cents earlier. I just took some of them, half of them off for 56 cents, so a little bit more than 100% on those. So I'll sit on the rest. So I can't lose on the trade. Even if it goes to zero, I still break even on the trade, a little bit more than break even. So I'm out of that. Right now they're trading at 68 cents. So we'll see how they go. Moving up pretty nicely. That's actually ended up being a pretty nice speculative trade. Joe's draft green moving away from his in the money leg, so we close on 100%. That's a butterfly, I'm assuming. I think fly went to $34 after hours. Yeah, I guess it's a manipulated stock. It's pump and dump right now. It looks like a dump and pump. It looks like it's going the other way. Again, these are not for the faint of heart to trade these kind of stocks. It's moved from 66 cents up to $1.44 here. Crazy stock. If you bought 1,000 shares at 66 cents, which is $660, it'd be at $1,490 now. Basically, it's really kind of laughable. These kind of manipulations, they really are laughable. These are huge volumes here. This is massive amounts of volumes coming into this stock. So this candle right now that just finished, 617,000. These are over here over a million, 1.4 million, 1.3. And this big flush candle down here only had 311,000. But there was news that they were manipulating it. The stock was being manipulated. They assumed there'd be all kinds of lawsuits. But look at this bounce. I mean, it's really, really crazy stock. And it is a low float. It's a low float. It's a momentum stock. But I mean, it's a very, very treacherous stock to trade. All right, so I closed off half my Lily credit spreads. Debit spreads. I get in for 26. I get out for 56. So I made $30 a contract on those, and I'm holding the rest. Right now they're at 58. Lily holding up. Roblex starting to bounce a little bit. Very choppy day in the market. There just is no direct. Look at this market. This is absolute. Talk about low probability trading environment. This is about as choppy as you can get. It's not going anywhere. The colors keep changing back and forth. The market internal has been up and down, up and down, up and down. Just not a good day for trading. Like I said, I did that Lily because I thought it was a pretty powerful stock this morning, and it pulled back pretty hard. So I just thought maybe it would get back up to 700 today. All right, let me check folks in YouTube. Morning, YouTube. Gonna keep the market up. I'm gonna stay for about another 10 minutes. I'm gonna get something to eat after that. Again, appreciate everybody on YouTube being here today. Thanks so much for viewing the room. It's been a very choppy day. Not much we could trade of those. We had some really nice trades. In TTD, we took a straddle overnight on that yesterday, took 25%. We had an AMAT yesterday for a time spread on earnings. We actually got out yesterday afternoon for 25% before earnings even took place, which was probably a good thing for us because it gave us a nice 25% profit without even having to wait for that. Our Microsoft put credit spreads working beautifully. We collected a $1.05 credit on a $5 spread. That's very nice. That's over 25%. That expires next week. Roblex got nailed on news yesterday, And what I did was today I took a 112, 111 put credit spread on it expiring next week. Dollar spread, we get $35 a contract credit on it, which is a pretty nice credit for a put credit spread of $1. So basically we collected 35, which means we're only risking 65 cents on that trade with a 35-cent profitability if it stays above the 112 next week. And the reason for that was because Robolex went down today. Let me show you the daily chart. Robolex went down to the 50-day moving average right here. Okay, there's the 50-day moving average right there. Get that out of the way, which is at 50-day moving average is 112.64, and we got 112.30 as a horizontal support level. So we sold our puts at 112, which is below the 50-day and below our horizontal support level, and we bought the 111. So we've got two support levels above our short strike price, and just looking for this thing to stay above 112 by next week, and we'll collect the whole $35 a contract on that. It's a pretty interesting trade. I actually like it long here at this point. I think this was an overreaction to the lawsuit, but it's already bounced pretty significantly. But anyway, that's what we did on Robolex. So again, we've had a pretty good week, a pretty good month actually. We had some good winners here. We had Cisco for a really nice trade this week. We had TTD before this one. We sold some at TTD. That was a straight puts on that one. We had a nice profit in Twillo. We took a loss on Chewy. Intuit was a nice profit this week. Rocket Labs was another one, a nice profit on Rocket Labs from the 7th. Now we had a nice profit on Now. KView, a nice profit on KView. And we had a Sarepta speculative trade where we made money on that. That was a nice profit. Nvidia was a nice profit. So we've had some pretty good wins here this month. We've had a couple of losses, but some really good wins. In July again was 30 wins, 3 losses, a really good month for us. So just to recap, it's been a good stretch of trading for us in a really crappy market. Market's been grinding up, but it's been choppy as hell. And you've had a lot of days like this. You get a gap and then it just chops around. So doing pretty well there. Again, you still have the option to go in and to go to Rightline and buy this software, the SPY Super System software right here, for a lifetime, as well as lifetime in my room for $2,500. If you're interested in this software, I think this software is a no-brainer for anybody to own this. If you want to trade and you want to know what the institutions are doing, our results are based directly on this information plus technical analysis that we do on the trade. So this software is critical, and I would suggest you get it if you want to be consistently profitable. And you won't even need to be in the room if you want to do SPY Super System trades. If you have this, you can trade right off of this Thinkorswim platform. You don't need to trade on Thinkorswim, but you would trade off the SPY Super System platform with your indicators here, and you see the same thing I see. If you're in the room and you don't have it, that's why I show it here all day long. Everybody can see what's going on. Would Palantir be a PBO? It's between the 8 and the 15. Yeah, I looked at that early today. Here's the thing with this. What you want in a PBO, all right, is you want a daily chart that has some confirmation of a PBO. It's too soon. This is the middle of the day here. It's only 12:20. This is the middle of the day. You don't know whether this stock is going to bounce back up over the 8. I would not take this as a PBO until it got above the 8. And I'd want to see a green candle. I'd want to see it come back here and then bounce back up here. So I wouldn't be touching this until Monday on Palantir. I mean, a lot of stocks are shaping up like that. Nvidia is shaping up like that. AMD is shaping up like that. I mean, most of the chip stocks are all shaping up like that. AVGO, same thing. But none of these things have confirmed any kind of a PBO yet. Confirmation is really critical here. If you're trying to jump into Palantir today, that's called an anticipation trade, and it can work, but also they fail a lot more often than they succeed. And if you wait for the confirmation, it's more likely to work. You won't make quite as much profit, obviously, because you'll be coming in a little bit later. Lily's still working here. Again, I took half my Lily off at a little over 100%. I got in at 26 cents. It's trading at 73 cents right now on this Lily. Take a look at this. I just want you to look at this fly chart again. This is again crazy. I believe it's halted right now. Bounced from 66 cents up to $1.44, but I believe it's halted right now. Yeah, it's the bid ask spread on this thing is $1.40 bid, $5.95 asked. Crazy stock. In a few more minutes, I'm going to get some lunch. It's a very choppy market. Again, I know everybody wants to trade. I know everybody wants to be trading. They want to be they're a trader. They want to be trading during a day. But there are days where you shouldn't be making many trades. And if you take them, they've got to be, we took 2 trades yesterday, both pretty much non-directional. We took a straddle and we took a time spread. Those are non-directional trades because the market was it's too choppy, just like it is today. So what did I do today? All I did was take a put credit spread on Rolex, and I also did a call debit spread, which was a very I'd say it was very speculative on Lily at 700, 702.50 when it was trading at about 690. But that's about all I've done today because it's not a good day for trading. It's a good day to keep your money in your pocket. This is where patience becomes very critical, and discipline becomes very critical, because you can really waste a lot of money on trying to make trades today. So I would recommend against it. Guaram, you just noticed a trade. I would like to get my feedback on OKLO put credit spread. August 29th, 64.60 for $1.05 credit, $1 to $1.05. The credit's good on that amount. Let me take a look at the chart. OKLO. Yeah, we know about OKLO. It's one of the nuclear stocks. It's a utility, but it's one of the nuclear stocks. It's been a pretty good bullish trade. You're doing a 64.60. It's not bad. Yeah, you're taking a credit spread at just below the 50-day moving average, which is fine. This is what I've got on OKLO. It's bearish now. See, you normally would like to do a put credit spread on a bullish stock, but that's the Rolex credit spread of the day. I wouldn't call this stock bullish, that's for sure, after this pullback this morning, but it is bouncing. But this right here, this stock is kind of bearish, and it's below the 8, below the 15. You do have support here at 67.50, and then you've got the 50-day moving average down here, and the next support is down here at 62.10. It needs to hold this level right here. Obviously, it's not my favorite just because of the chart pattern. I mean, it is kind of up and choppy, but I think for what you're collecting on it, it's probably not a bad trade. It's not one I would do. But your criteria is okay as far as the support levels are concerned, because you're using the 50-day moving average, and the credit you receive on it is more than adequate. You really want to get $1 on a $5 spread, but on a $4 spread, you don't need $1. You need less than that. So basically, you'd be risking $400, and collecting $1. So you're actually only risking $300. So you basically have got 33% profitability ROI on that if it works out. All right, I'm gonna get some lunch. Thank you everybody on YouTube for being here today. I appreciate it. And everybody have a great weekend there from the YouTube folks. I appreciate you being in the room. Thanks very much for coming over and seeing the room, seeing our Spy Super System software here, see how well it works, and appreciate it. We'll see everybody back here on Monday morning.